Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your patience. We are back from executive session. We are now going to adjust the agenda, and we are going to vote on the motion that's in for approval, and then we will go to public comment. Want to make sure that I unmute all of the board members. Okay. Believe we're good. All right, so may I have a motion to approve the two items in finance? Motion number, approve the ESEA and IDEA applications and the resolution for the revised budget.
Make a motion, we approve finance A and B.
I have a second. Thank you, ma'am. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain? Thank you very much. At this time, members of the public wishing to address the Board of Trustees must state their name and are requested to limit their comments to 3 minutes. Please be aware that all charter school employees retain the right of privacy and shall retain all rights against defamation, slander, according to the laws of New Jersey. The board shall not be held liable for comments made by members of the public. Each member of the public will be given one opportunity to address the board, and you will have 3 minutes to do so.
Micah, they may signal by.
They may signal by raising their hand, and I will unmute. I am not seeing. I know that people want to speak. I'm not seeing a hand raised motion of indicator.
Please, if you would like to speak, request to unmute from Micah, and he will unmute you in order to speak so that we can hear from the public in that order.
All right, Desiree, I am going to unmute you. Thank you for raising your hand.
Thank you,
You have
Desiree.
3 minutes.
Thank you. So for the record, Desiree White, I'm the parent of one recent graduate and 2 more students who are currently still enrolled at CAPS. And me and several other parents did send a letter expressing our concerns that was referenced, I'm assuming, in the beginning of the phone call, and Dr. Caldwell said letters were received. And I'm not going to rehash everything in there, but one thing I do want to say is that it is extremely disappointing that through this challenging time, there has not been an effort to communicate with families at all. The only reason any of us know anything that's going on is because we were on the July 5th board meeting. There has not been one dojo message, not an email, absolutely nothing. A lot of families have no idea what's happening. I know for a fact that Mater Dei is no longer in the cards for high school next year. There has not been a communication about that. Our kids who are older, who have an understanding of what's going on, many of them are asking to transfer. And so many of us as families moved to this school, transitioned our kids to the school because we wanted a different experience where there was transparency and communication. And CAPS network leadership absolutely failed at that. And I'm extremely disappointed as a mom. My kids are disappointed, and I just don't even know what else to say, but I no longer have the faith in this school that I once had.
Maria Judea, please.
Well, let me just say one thing. So you know, now that we have a head of schools, there's scheduled communication this week. So this week, you for staff and for parents, there'll be a communication to really make sure that you're in the loop, that you have a sense of what's going on. With the proviso, we can't talk about personnel issues. So you have a valid concern, and thank you for voicing that. Now that we have a head of school, you will be getting communication directly. Sorry, Mika.
Yes, sir. Marie Judea? I'm asking you to unmute. Anybody else would like to raise their hand to speak? I don't see
Anybody
anyone.
else asking to unmute?
I don't see anyone else with their hand raised besides Marie Judea. Her hand is down. Is there no more hands are raised? All right, last time for public comment. Hold on one. Yes, ma'am. I see you went to video and raised your hand. You believe your name is I apologize if I mispronounce it.
It's for now.
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
sorry, I didn't see an option to unraise our hand. So,
Go ahead. It's your turn. Go ahead, ma'am.
I feel as the other parent, the transparency of knowing what is going on. Parents want to make decisions, but we don't want to make decisions on rumors and hearsay. If there is something truly going on that is supposed to be done wrong, we would like to know so we can make our judgment of where our kids should be based on right or wrong. From what I heard from the last meeting regarding uniforms, who hired who, I have been my son has been in the school since the school first year. I do believe that whatever happened, uniforms were made more affordable for families because I just think there was something that was nice to do, or that they wanted to do so that more students would want to come to the school and be a part of the school and want to have the kids in the right uniforms, whatever they were supposed to be doing for the school year. They made those things affordable because it was what the community needed and what they needed for the kids to be here. I don't believe that it was any wrongdoing or maliciousness in that. I really just wish that the board would tell us more so we can make that decision correctly. I do feel like our sources, the districts around us, Asbury, Neptune, etc., would like for this school to fail. And I do just feel like it's something that they're just putting out there so that the enrollment dwindle, and the enrollment will dwindle if the mats are not in the school and being there for us. It's the way we work. It's the way we always knew. We're familiar with them. I think that they were a great asset to the community, and I think that's the reason why my child is still there. I do believe that if they are not there anymore, there will be a lot of students that won't be there anymore also. I really believe that this has all been brought up for other issues and other things that the community around us is upset about, such as our basketball team and other things. I just don't believe that they want this school to thrive. I don't believe that they want the school to make it. If we're not properly informed, I feel like the community and the surrounding areas will get what they want. You will not have the population to continue the school in a manner of what you want especially if we're not getting the right information. And especially if we're just listening to outsiders that are putting rumors out there about what they think or think they did or didn't do. I would rather go by factual information, but from what I have heard, I don't think any wrong has been done.
Thank you, ma'am,
That's it.
very much. I appreciate it.
No problem.
Liana White, I'm going to ask you to unmute. Thank you for raising your hand. You have 3 minutes. Thank you.
Hi, I'm a student at College Achieve currently, and I just agree. Like, I feel like at the end of the day, the board, whoever is in charge, should have reached out and told me some information. I don't feel like it's right that I don't have any reassurance, and I don't feel like it's right that now I'm just now getting all this information as an upcoming school year. My junior year at that is becoming known. Like, I'm so just sad and disappointed. I've been with College Chief for the longest, and I don't trust anything that's going on in this school anymore. And it's so heartbreaking that I have to leave now because I'm not getting the high school building I was promised. And Mr. and Mrs. McInerney, they're not being allowed to share any information with me either. So it's just really breaking my heart that as long as I've been at this school, you guys are currently not letting me thrive as I should have been. So that's all I have to say for right now.
Thank you, Miss. One more time, I'll try. Marie Judea.
I was a student. I'm a student here at College Achieve, and this year I recently graduated the 8th grade, and I was one of the salutatorians. And
Did we lose her?
Marie, are you still with us? All right, let's give her a
The
second.
name still appears on my screen. I see the name Maria Judea.
All right, let's give her a second. But Mr. Gennard, I know you wanted to address the public as well.
Yes.
We want Jason.
Actually, I see Maria. Yeah, let's
Yeah,
get Maria.
let's let her go again.
She back in?
Yeah. Go ahead, ma'am.
so like I was saying, I'm a student here at College Achieve. I graduated the 8th grade this year. I was one of the salutatorians, and it really makes me upset that we're not provided the information about like what is happening in our school, and it breaks my heart that we're not gonna have the new school building that we were promised, or that Mr. and Mrs. Mack probably won't even be at the new school with us, and there'll be a lot of changes. And I don't think it's fair for all the students who have been here since like the beginning, or like recently new students, to like suffer through this new change that's going on.
Thank you. Mr. Denard, we'll go ahead and let you speak.
Yes, first of all, I just want to thank all the families and especially the students for being on this call. I know this is very important to the community, and hearing what you all have to say is extremely important. I know the information hasn't been filtered the way you all would like, but as our president mentioned, we will begin to fix that moving forward, communicating with you all right now and obviously in subsequent communications tomorrow and throughout next week. We're also going to have some opportunities for us to talk as a community to see what are some of the things that we want to address as a school. I can't underestimate just what you all have gone through. I understand that it's been a lot, but I promise you that we are now on a path to continuing. We're not starting over. We're not building anything new per se. We're continuing some of the great work that the staff and the students have done. Data has improved in some areas consistently since the inception of the school, and we're going to ensure that some of those great things continue. I want to leverage the parents on this call. I want to leverage the students on this call. I want you all to continue to enjoy your experience at CAPS, and I will do everything in my power to ensure that that happens.
Thank you, Mr. Denard. Mr. Gans, I'm going to unmute you.
Hi, how are you? I just wanted to thank you for listening, and I just wanted to stress the inverted pyramid that I think many of the teachers live by here at Asbury. The focal point obviously is the scholars, then it goes to staff, the admin, the upper, and then it goes myself. And one of the things I want to stress is that, number one, we have an incredible man coming in. He is a family man. Mr. Denard is absolutely phenomenal. There is no doubt that he is going to do a phenomenal job. I aspire to be him occupationally as a father as well. He is as sound of a man as you could come across. I think the biggest issue right now is that there is miscommunication across the board, echoing a lot of the scholars. I'm going to advocate first for the scholars and say that they don't have a lot of the information. There are many reaching out, and I think we dropped the ball with getting ahead on it. And I say that with all due respect, because you have some of the most brilliant minds and some of the most incredible lives that I've encountered. And for me, as an educator, to watch them walk out the door when I know personally that I can give them the best because I treat them like my own, it is frustrating because it's one of those things that we could have done a little bit better on that. And I know that this was an unprecedented situation. I understand that there was a lot of infrastructure switching around, and that's one thing. And then we extended to the staff after the scholars. I'm hearing my colleagues and everything else and trying to provide that security and that stability. Everything needs to be right at home in terms of a person in order for them to deliver. So safety and security breeds ambition and ingenuity for scholars. And if we don't feel safe and we don't have information, and I'm not saying that we're supposed to be privy to contract, I'm not even talking about contracts and everything else. I'm just simply saying in terms of transparency and somebody getting out ahead of it and having those discussions potentially ahead of time, those difficult, hard conversations, even just a little bit, makes all the difference. Whether, and I'll bring it up if things are being ratified or nullified or whatever the case may be. And then we look at admin and the pressure that they're under in terms of what they're supposed to do and how they're supposed to navigate it. And, it just is a very confounding situation. And I urge everybody here, community, admin, network, to really look into what is going on with the infrastructure, because this is a very pivotal time for CAPS Asbury. We really need to come together and make sure that everybody on all fronts is being represented in a way that made Asbury great. Because I'll tell you what, internally, we have some of the best staff members and some of the best individuals I've ever met. And I'm sorry if you hear my son in the background, I'm driving around, I didn't want to miss this. But I want to let you guys all know that you have incredible value to me and what you've done for my family and for my son. So I don't mean to speak on my own behalf here. I'm speaking on multiple fronts here, that the transparency and keeping things afloat and knowing what's going on matters, especially with those scholars. I'll deal with my own thing later on in terms of how I feel personally. It's not about me. It's not about anything else. All the adults will do that. We'll put that aside. But please make sure that these scholars understand to the fullest degree that they're going to be taken care of, that they are secure, and that they're going to continue to get an enriching experience. Much of which, by the way, I truly feel that Mr. Denard is going to do a phenomenal job. There is no question in my mind. When I heard that, Mr. Denard, congratulations. I think that's wonderful. So this is not representative of you at all. So I just wanted to be entirely transparent about that. But please keep it in mind that we just need transparency at this point to keep driving this initiative to close the achievement gap and, more importantly, develop kids holistically.
Thank you, Mr. Gaines. Is there anybody else who would like to speak for public comment? Please raise your hand. Okay, Mr. Hewlett, I'm going to hit unmute. Go ahead, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Denard, you are highly respected, highly professional, and you've got one of the most impeccable characters I know, having worked with you through the network. So, as you stated, we've got a lot of rebuilding and stabilizing to do with our families and with our students. So, I encourage you to act fast, as I believe you will. I encourage you to reach out to as many people as you can, as quickly as you can, and please let us, the staff, know how we can support you in making sure that our families understand what they can expect and what they can still achieve. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nicole, I'm going to unmute you.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, hi. I'm a parent of a graduate of 12th grade. I'm just trying to find out what's going to happen with all the high schoolers. Where are they going? I have a goddaughter who is still enrolled in the school, and that's also why I'm on. I'm just trying to see everything that was promised for these kids that's now just going down at the crucialest time of their life when they're going through high school and need everything to go right to decide if they want to go to college or decide if they want to take a trade school, do something else, besides standing on the street corners. What's going to happen with these children? You promised them a building, you take it from them. It's like going on Christmas Day to a tree that has nothing there. Like, this is unfair, and it's always right around August of every school year that there's always a problem. Like, I don't understand it. My kids all went to Catholic schools because of Asbury. I didn't want them. I only got one that went to Asbury School District. She ran track, and that's the only reason why she went there. Like, my daughter went there. Isis Bolden is my daughter. She graduated. She's going to Temple. What's happening with these children? You're breaking their hearts. I know the principals did not do anything wrong. And even if the money went one wrong way, someone should have tried to help. They were busting their ass, excuse my French, to keep everything going. And it's unfair right now. And my daughter's graduate, but I still care about those students. I've got kids, my grandkids. Where are they going to go? Nobody wants to go to these Asbury schools. Why do you think you got the enrollment you got? Because nobody wants their kids. They've got to go to work. They don't have time to be sitting here fighting with, I got to leave work because my kid is being bullied. My kid's being picked on. This one's fighting with the kid. This one is so stressed out. They don't want to stay in school. That's what needs to be addressed right now. It's very important, because what's going to happen is Asbury's still not going to get it. What they're going to end up doing is kids are going to move with their parents out of Asbury. I don't know if that's what Asbury wants. That way Asbury can just be a tourist area for the summer. And all these buildings, all these school buildings, they're going to end up being senior citizen historic housing. They're not going to go. Nobody wants these kids in these schools. You really need to look deeper in it. Really.
Thank you for your comment. And as has been communicated and will be future communication, the response to the modern day proposal is deeply disappointing, but does not unwavers our commitment to the students, the staff, the faculty, the parents, the community. And so I will say charter school facilities have been historically hard to understand and to acquire. But it is our commitment to continuing to exhaust all options so that your children and our scholars are learning in an environment that is the highest quality that we expect for a facility and the highest quality that we deserve for an academic environment. With that, if we can move to the next public comment, please.
Michael, you're muted.
Sorry. Mr. Denard, I'm going to go to Nicole and then we'll go to you.
Problem.
Nicole, I have asked you to unmute if you want to speak, please.
Hello, me and my sister are students at College Achieve, and I recently graduated the 8th grade. It makes me sad that we aren't getting the building that we were promised. And where are me and my fellow 8th grade graduates going to high school? We only want to go to CAPS, not anywhere else. And that Mr. and Mrs. Mack probably aren't going to be there this year. It's also very confusing because us students don't have many information on what's happening.
Thank you, Nicole. Mr. Denard?
Yeah, I wanted to just circle back. First, thank you, Nicole and your sister and all, again, all the students on the call. I want to go back to Miss Marilyn's comment, just to, one, thank you for continuing to stay involved. Congratulations to your scholar for Temple, great university. But the continuity of the program will continue. The academic program that was started at College Achieve Greater Asbury Park will continue for sure. The building does present some displeasure and some discomfort, obviously, for the students and what they were promised. And once I get more information on that, we can talk more frankly about that. But I want to promise you that the same education that the young lady going to Temple received, we will continue to build on that. That is not going to change. We will have the continuity of support, continuity of a strong academic program. You heard some of the teachers here talk about just how powerful the teachers are, and you know that firsthand. But I wanted to definitely reassure you that that part will continue to stay strong with CAPS. And I also want to just thank you for staying involved and invite you to have some additional conversations, because knowing what the graduates are going through, knowing how the graduates are progressing through college is going to be important information for us to continue to refine our program. So let's definitely stay connected. That goes for anyone on the call who has graduates. Obviously, we'll stay in communication with the folks who are in the school, but those students who are graduating, who are going through college, I'd love to hear about their experiences and how we can help to continue to prepare students adequately for college and career. But thank you so much.
Nicole, I may believe I have cut you off a little prematurely. Your hand is up again. Do you have more to say, please?
Yes, thank you very much. I'm Nicole Smith. That was my daughter, Serenity Collins. She was the one that graduated from College Achieve. I was calling because I have a graduate. My son, Prince Joshua, he's now at the Pope John High School, and it's very due to the very much all the help that he received from College Achieve to get up there. Now, all of these personal issues that everyone has, you know what I mean, it's all for me about the scholars. That's what you call them. The scholars are what is important. I just want to make sure that the dedication that I've seen from the Max and all of the other, all the other teachers and everybody, I just want it to be unified and everybody supporting one another. It shouldn't be like everybody all for one. I mean, all for themselves. I just want everybody to support each other and keep giving the children everything, especially affordable uniforms, because they the way they were, the price before were not affordable. So and then as far as the transportations and the consistency that everybody has, it's very important, especially for our students. These students have been let down a whole lot, and they've been running to find a good home, and they found one here. Please just don't mess this home up for them. Everybody is they've all been supported and they've all done better. You heard about the people in Temple and all of these other, very prosperous and successful kids from there. Please just let's keep this good going thing for them, because they can't go back to the trauma that's in the other schools. Please just be supportive of them. That's all. Thank you for hearing me.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Is there anyone else who would like to speak for public comment? Okay, seeing none at this time, I'm going to make a motion to adjourn today's meeting.
I got the last part.
Can I have a motion from a board member to adjourn the meeting? Let me unmute.
So moved.
I need a second, but I need to.
Sam Johnson is there. If you can unmute him.
Yes, Mr. Johnson.
Yeah, this is Dr. Johnson. Yeah, so I second that motion.
Okay.
We'll do it all in favor.
All in
Aye.
favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain? All right. Thank you very much, everybody. I appreciate you coming to today's meeting. Today's meeting is adjourned. Thank you all very much.
Bye.